Race 2 coming up. Darren Ashley is on pole, and he really likes the full Grand Prix circuit here.
It's 5 abreast into Stowe Corner. You're doing about 135 there in the toe, so it's exciting. But it's the Superlight really gets it, or the R400 really gets its legs around here. So it's a great track to drive a Caterham around. Yeah.
Darren Ashley and Dylan Battistini on the front row of the grid. Jason Downs and John Barnes with the new engine on row 2. The third row, John Gore and Alistair Lyle. The lights are green, the race underway, and we're on board with Phil Gladman on the run down towards Copse Corner for the first time. John Gore to the right of us, John Barnes ahead of us, down towards Copse, and it's Darren Ashley who leads. Battistini in second place, on board with John Gore, turning his way now out of Copse Corner, heading up for the first time towards Maggots and then Beckett's. The race leader is Ashley. In second place, Dylan Battistini, who's had a good weekend so far. He's had a point for a pole position, he's had a race win. He's got Jason Downs behind him, and then Alistair Lyle, who's gone much, much better in the second qualifying session, and so far, of course, up into fourth place in this second race of the weekend. And that's the best we've seen from Lyle all year. Fifth behind him is John Gore, sixth is Phil Gladman, and this is Gladman's view, heading now down to Stowe. Gore ahead left, directly ahead is Lyle, and Lyle giving a tow to Gladman, who gets alongside him, 3 abreast for the lead. Darren Ashley on the inside. Round the outside goes Jason Downs. He gets past Battistini, he gets past Ashley as well. Great move. Out of Stowe Corner, using the curve, using the grass. Contact there between Gore and Gladman. And diving up on the inside is John Gore, determined to try and hit the front of the race pretty soon. Jason Downs is leading then at the moment, and everybody else vying for second, it seems, as they come round Club Corner. Downs goes wide though. Accelerating their way out of Club, heading up towards Abbey for the first time. Jason Downs, the Donington winner, ahead of Darren Ashley in second place, and then the rather battered car of John Gore third. Dylan Battistini is fourth, Phil Gladman is fifth, in sixth is Lyle. Seventh is Stilpers. Mark Humphrey there goes through. He retired on the opening lap, remember, of race 1. He's going better here though. Out of Bridgebend for the first time, down towards Priory for the first time, and this is John Gore's view. He is now right up behind the new race leader, Darren Ashley. He's going to have a look on the inside. Can he go through? Side by side, these two, as they almost lean on each other coming through the corner. Ashley's got the inside line for Luffield though, and he will take the lead back. Jason Downs has slipped down into third place. Fourth behind him is Dylan Battistini, and the cars now come up to the completion of the lap. Over the line, Ashley just ahead, John Gore right up behind him then. The pair of them now flash past the pits, floppy markers go flying as some of the drivers have taken a rather tighter line on the inside and clipped them. There's more bodywork falling off John Gore's car, and that smoke is coming from Gore's car as well, in the sense that bodywork now is rubbing against a tyre. Say goodbye to the bodywork, say goodbye to the smoke. More contact, Jason Downs moves across and clobbers Philip Gladman, who loses a place to Still, heading now up towards Beckett's. They're all picking on Gladman today. He's had a spin of his own in the first race this weekend, and in this race, people barging into him. Out of Beckett's then. Through the Chapel curve, onto the Hangar straight. Here's a replay. Jason Downs sees the slow Gore ahead of him. Jinx left, Gladman was there, big whack between the two of them. And this is Philip Gladman coming into the pit lane. So all is not well in the Hyperion camp for Phil Gladman. Race leader is at Luffield then, turning his way through the corner. John Gore leading at the moment. Second is Darren Ashley, third is Dylan Battistini. Now can Battistini make it a double this weekend? Let's see. The cars swing their way out of Luffield. This is the midfield battle you're looking at. Jason Downs, Pete James, Mark Humphrey, Alistair Lyle, Dan Still, John Barnes. Great train of cars, all very quick drivers in their own right in that little group, and they come now up across the line. Past the pits, heading now down towards Copse Corner. Jason Downs under pressure, Pete James there, number 27, going to the inside line. Pete James goes through, runs wide, leaves the door open. Jason Downs comes back in. Mark Humphrey's going through it as well. Alistair Lyle's going to get past. Lyle and James, the oldest two drivers in the championship, having a great battle as they come out of Copse Corner. You can see them now heading up through Beckett's into Chapel Curve as the race leaders, John Gore, Dylan Battistini and Darren Ashley, coming to Stowe Corner once again. Mark Humphrey's fourth all of a sudden. Mark Humphrey going much, much better in this second race of the weekend. He's got Jason Downs alongside him in the middle there, and Pete James going right around the outside. They both get ahead of Humphrey. Now Alistair Lyle tries to join in as well in the blue car. Lyle looking for a way through. Can he do it? Can he do it? Not quite. Mark Humphrey braving it out with Lyle. They drop now down through the Vale, heading in towards Club Corner. Change down. Stand on the brakes, turn left, squeal of tyres then. Turn right, apply the power gently, rather than floor the throttle and risk the car getting away from you. Now accelerate out of the corner. Another squeal of tyres, somebody off, that's John Ingram. And David Dyson again. They collided on the first lap of the first race. They've done it again here. John Ingram, not a very impressed driver. He's able to carry on. So is David Dyson. Marshall's quickly on the scene, but their help not needed this time around. Both of them carry on. John Gore then in this new lightweight car with more and more bodywork falling off sees the 5 minutes to go board as he comes across the line. Heads into Copse Corner. Flick right. Back on the power. Use all of the road there. Mark Humphrey and Alistair Lyle come across the line together. That's Pete James running behind them in the Indigo car. They also see that 5 minutes to go board. At the end of the half an hour, there is one more lap to run for them. Down towards Copse Corner, there you can see the silver car of Jason Dance. He's fending off Dan Stilp, and Stilp a potential winner, really, of this race, given how well he went in race one. But he's not really sparkled here for whatever reason. Dan Stilp finished second yesterday by only 98 thousandths of a second, but here he's struggling a bit more. Pete James goes ahead of Alistair Lyle, right on the limit, these two, as they come into Beckett. Here are the leaders. Gore, Battistini and Ashley remaining the order. John Gore's been involved in all sorts of dramas in the course of this race. He's got no rear wheel arches. The front bodywork's also crumpled as well. Look at the front right. You can see there's only half of a mudguard or wheel arch left there. And in trouble is John Barnes. He had an engine change after problems in the first race, and it looks as though the new one has let go as well. A very smoky car parking on the grass. Mark Humphrey is turning his way through Stowe in the yellow car. James and Lyle and Dance and Stilp are all behind him. Down they come, into Club Corner. Hard on the brakes, flick left. Number 98 then, the yellow car of Mark Humphrey. His first race in the UK Championship this year. One of those run by Taylor's Foundry Motorsport. And sadly there, John Barnes with the Team Parker racing car is out of the race as John Gore comes up across the line now. Last lap, there's the board, one more lap to run. Here's the fight going on between Lyle and James and Humphrey and Still and Jason Dance at the back of the queue this time. It's all going to shuffle before the end. That's the guaranteed part of Caterham racing. Bags of overtaking right the way through the 30-minute duration. Over the line they come. There's Dan Still powering his way out of Woodcote Corner down towards Copse. Here are the leaders. So Gore, Ashley and Battistini have pretty much run as one throughout this race. Who is going to lead when it counts coming out of Woodcote Corner? The previous 30 minutes has been jolly good fun for them all, but this is the lap that really matters. And what John Gore can't afford to do now is lose that lead and fail to get it back again, and he may well be in the lead at the wrong time, in the sense that now he's being slipstreamed down the Hanger Straight. Past him goes Darren Ashley. Gore tries to fight back on the inside line. He gets all sideways there. Now can Darren Ashley hang on for another handful of corners, or is there going to be an opportunity around Silverstone for John Gore to get into his slipstream and power past? Any one of these three could yet win, such is the beauty of the Caterham shape. And look at this behind them, four of them still arguing over fourth place. Just ahead is James. Lyle going up on the inside there in the blue car of Dan Still, who gets rather shoveled out to one side. Mark Humphrey comes ahead of him as well. Here are the leaders, Ashley, Gore, Battistini. Side by side for the leaders. They come up towards Abbey. Darren Ashley, yet to win this year, goes ahead of John Gore. Out of Abbey, heading towards Bridge Bend for the last time. Dylan Battistini also now looking to try and get away past John Gore if he can. Out of Bridge Bend, down towards Priory they come for the last time. Still Darren Ashley hanging on in there, a rather sideways John Gore slithers wide, possibly giving Battistini a chance to go for second place. Darren Ashley looking as though he may just have done enough now, but Gore and Battistini are still battling for second place. Here they come side by side, and this is James versus Lyle. They clashed at Croft, they're nose to tail now. The leaders are coming through Luffield. Up towards the line, heading through Woodcote. Darren Ashley's going to win for the first time this year. There's the checkered flag. Ashley, Gore, Battistini is the order as they come across the line. Darren Ashley wins a fantastic race. Ashley the winner. Second over the line, John Gore. Third is Dylan Battistini. And for fourth place, is he going to be Pete James or Alistair Lyle? James, I reckon, will just hang on in there. Lyle is tucked up behind him as they head to the line now. The two of them accelerate their way up towards the start and finish line. Through goes Pete James, only just ahead of Alistair Lyle. The two of them go across the line, absolutely tied together. And here's a replay of Mark Humphrey getting sideways at club on that last lap. And being caught up in it was poor old Dan Still, who went for a gap that suddenly wasn't there. Contact made. And the confirmation here of the results. Ashley, Gore, Battistini, the top three across the line, with Pete James fourth, Lyle fifth, and then Jason Dance coming home to round out the top six.
A couple of times I was a little bit too conservative. They nearly got away. I had to push for a lap just to bring them back. But last lap I knew it was mine. I just knew from the way the guys have been pushing. They've been having a real ding-dong battle. My tyres were in perfect order, and my car was just the fastest car on the last lap, and that's the way it came down, really.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It really was, and the car today was absolutely superb. We made a couple of changes, and well done to the boys at the garage for making the changes. It felt absolutely fantastic. I just couldn't keep it on in the last lap. I knew it wasn't going to work, but I'm glad it was Darren.
Championship lead, that's the main thing. So I was bearing that in mind while I was driving. It was getting very close wheel to wheel with Darren a few times. It was clean, very enjoyable race actually.